Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? I hope you're okay. I hope you have a wonderful day. Today is gonna be a bit different. We're gonna speak about how money is created in this world, how they create money from thin air, just to have as much repercussion as possible. As some of you know, banks, central banks, and also private banks create money out of thin air. And how they do that, imagine you have money, you want to feel safer saving this money on a bank, and you go to a bank and you say to them, okay, I have 5 million, I want to leave it here, I want to save it, I trust you. And the bank tell you, okay, you will live, you will save your 5 million here, and in return I will give you a 1% annual, 3% annual. You save your money, and then another guy goes to the bank and says, hey, I need a loan of 5 million to start a business, to create a restaurant. I need to construct the restaurant, to buy to buy the terrain. I need to pay the employees and all this stuff. Okay, they say the bank, okay, I will give you 5 million. In return, you need to give me the 10% of my 5 million for the next year. All right. How much money the bank has right now? If they if they have saved 5 million and the bank have lent 5 million, normally it should have zero. But in reality, the bank, he has 10 million right now. The bank have created money out of thin air, out of nothing. Just he has the trust that this person is gonna bring them the money back. Well, funny thing, who is the uh, biggest lenders? Who is the ones that ask for money the most? Countries. For what? For funding wars across the world and all this stuff. And who who is the organization, the person that has more risk to give back the money? A country. It will always be a country, a king, because they say, okay, bank, screw you, I don't need you anymore. I have an army. What you have? You just have paper. And because of that, they start having these cartels, this trust between banks across the globe. As much of you know, the Rothschild, the Medici family. Uh, who has the money has the power. And in reality, the ones that really have the power across the world are the banks, not the governments. For example, if a king, long time ago, he didn't want to pay, what they do for him? Okay, they made a plot for the government, for the king of the country that it was. Imagine the king of England doesn't want to pay. Well, they will they will pay to the opposite, to the position, and they will start a rebellion, start a revolt, start something against him. Because of that, they unite between all of them. But the problem is about the bank riots and all this stuff, because all this works whenever people trust the bank and they don't go all together to take the money from the bank. Because of that, when you go to a bank, they always have a limit of 2,000, 4,000. Even if you want physically, you cannot get 10,000 or 20K the same day, because it's all written from a computer, right? The point is, if money is not real, if money is not scarce, because at the end of the day, the money is abundant. If they can create it from a computer, the money is abundant. Why they teach us that we need to work hard to get money? Why need we need to enslave ourselves for so many time to get the money? Why is the reality that they want to portray to us to work hard for money? But money is not scarce. Just look how the world it works. There are some on the top that they have everything, and there are like so many on the bottom that has nothing, and they show you that to be to induce you on have negative feelings about money, of scarcity, that you need to fear to lose your job. You need to fear that, because if not, you will get poor, you will be homeless, you will uh, all this stuff is not real, man. It's like when it occurs a crisis. What is the meaning of a crisis? The meaning of a crisis is just they take money out of the system, out of the economy. They destruct money. A crisis is destruction of money. So easy. They say a lot of stuff when we're in economic class and all this. The crisis is destruction of money, just to make it scarce and make people again work harder for it. Because when they are when there is more money flooding on the economy, people get relaxed and they don't work as hard to get it. The most important thing in life for them is not the money, it's the energy that you need to put to get it. This is the this is what they want, the human labor, the energy that you put on it to get it. This is how alchemists on the Middle Ages they want to uh, with alchemy they want to mold uh, what it was, not copper, it was another, to gold. This is how they do it right now. They have done it. They have done it. They have alchemized the money on their own ways, on their own terms. And it's funny because on education, also, when you speak about education, who were the first three civilizations that made obligatory school? When you think about it, the first one it was Sparta, second one the Aztecs, and the third Prussia. What they have in common, these three civilizations? What they have in common is the three of them they were civilizations focused on war. Focused on war. That's it. Sparta, they took the kids when they were 7 years old from the family. They beat them down until they were 11, 12. After that, they suffered like a lot of stuff until they were just to and they were just trained to fight. They were trained to kill. They weren't trained to write or to read. No. And well, they won. They were never. They were the biggest. Well, the strongest city state in Greece. Um, they defend, and it was their defense against the Persians that made the Persian attack in Greece a defeat for the Persians. They were the honor that they put, the heroism, and they were defeated only when war wasn't their main focus. Um, well, we can say that one of the biggest conquerors, Alexander the Great, her father Philip II, he took most of the implementations the Macedonian society to the Macedonian civilization from Thebes, and Thebes took all this information from Sparta. So Macedonia defeated Thebes, the coalition of Thebes and Athens. And as you know, Alexander the Great was one of the biggest conquerors that human earth have ever seen. The Aztecs, the Aztecs were the strongest civilization in Central America, and they had a very similar system to Sparta and Prussia. Prussia, the region with capital Berlin that made the reunification of Germany. They were they were surrounded by enemies, and the only way to defeat them and to be stronger than them, because it was a small region at the beginning, it was through schools, through the main focus of the kids. The men need to obey and die for their nation, for the king. And most of schools that we have right now, well, most all schools on Western civilization that we have right now, they came from the Prussian system. They are all of them. They took the Prussian system as the best one to induce and to hypnotize men's and women's to focus on the nation, on war, on all this stuff. This it's very strange, all this stuff. And we can speak also about religion and how religion is decaying around the Western civilization, and it's very sad to see. Uh, I'm Muslim, but I have a lot of stuff. But when I see Christians having flags of homosexuality and all this stuff, they won't take you. They won't take you in. This is hard to speak about, but I'm gonna speak about.